you could just kill a statue and there are no moral implications really.
If you allow this to happen, you're a bad DM. And I fundamentally disagree.
Your character isn't a legend yet, so stop writing like they are.
I'm gonna need you to close your eyes for a minute. Oh, okay, just please. That's perfect, just...
Hey yo adventurers, my name is Derek, and today I have brought you again quite the selection of vintage TikTok videos in the TTRPG scene. I won't keep you longer, let's go watch them. Absolute cinema. My dream come true. For over a decade, I have dreamed of having this in my playroom. Either one of those tables that have a recess in the center with a TV, like flat TV, and you just have something there on Roll20, or a projector setup like this one. It's just crazy. I love it. I am really envious, jealous of whoever has this going on. It's great.
Hey GMs, what is your gimmick? For instance, anytime my players come across a statue, they are 100% waiting for it to attack them. This is because I find that constructs are they're the most morally you could just kill a statue and there are no moral implications really to killing a statue. I mean, that's destruction of property at best, but you don't have to worry about oh God, did that statue have a family? Who is this statue? There's no moral implications of...
Wait. Do clanker rights mean nothing to you? What about the clankers?
Defeating a statue? So I lean very heavily on constructs when it comes to combat in my D&D, when I just want my players to be able to fuck something up without having to worry about I
have the same situation where I need some monster that I rely on because you can kill bunches and bunches of them and it's morally gray or morally inert. I just use undead creatures. Now, admittedly, undead creatures are abominations created by Necromancer, and I guess that's bad. But once the undead monster is created, it's a no biggie. You just have to destroy it. There's no other way. You just have to go and kill it. And even when undead are sentient and can speak, they're usually super evil, like wraiths or vampires or liches. You just have to go and kill them. It's alright to do it. You see an undead, you punch it. From the comments, my players fear mimics. They think everything is a mimic. Yikes. Mine was the exact opposite. I trained them not to trust children. I guess too many child vampires, killer dolls, and the like. Ignored plot hooks grow over time. I don't plan a BBEG. I sit plot hooks around the area, and the longer you ignore them, the worse they get. I love that. My players are always waiting for the heartstrings ripping letter in the pocket of a dead enemy or a cursed item they touch. Describe to me how you touch that.
I should get some sleep.
I mean, a week? That's easy peasy. Sometimes we have to wait a month. It's something I mentioned in one of my TTRPG design videos, how I'm designing a game for people who play maybe bi-monthly or have a runtime of 2 to 3 hours and we don't have time for 2-hour fights. Now we are adults with adult responsibilities and we just cannot make the schedules work. But I mean, I guess that comes with age. Wait, I'm not the only one. See the comments. Try to. Only a week? I wish it were every week for me. We have our sessions once a month. A whole month to 2 months. I cry more than you. I have to wait a month every time. A week? Try a whole month. Okay, maybe there is demand for the kind of game I'm trying to make.
A comment on a video I wanted to talk about. And the video in question was a party getting TPK'd because they walked into a combat that they were told they weren't ready for. And the comment essentially was if you allow this to happen, you're a bad DM. And I fundamentally disagree because if you don't have failure in your tabletop role-playing games, you might as well have your players be playing a single-player RPG that they can just load before they made a bad decision. If your players know you're always going to sweep in and save them and sprinkle magical Deus Ex Machina dust on them to prevent them from making bad decisions, you're not really playing a tabletop role-playing game, because it won't matter to your players because they know they can do whatever and they'll always be fine. But if your players throw hands with somebody that they're not ready for and they narrowly escape, and then months later they're now stronger and they go to face that guy again and they finally defeat him, it's going to mean so much more to your players that they put in all that time and effort instead of just magically being able to succeed. And
there's many styles of play. There are games where the aim of the game is to have a light-hearted, maybe travel scene, or maybe, I don't know, there's all kinds of games. Personally, I like games where there's combat and there's a risk of people dying, right? But there are so many other styles of play. Like if you see an RPG like Wanderhome RPG or Ryutama, I don't think you're supposed to die in those games. I don't even think it's a thing. But even in those games, whatever you're trying to do, my take is there should be at least some risk of you failing. Maybe failing doesn't look like people losing their lives, but it looks like you didn't get enough clients for the opening of your restaurant, so you fail. Or your restaurant opening didn't make that much money, or whatever the failure condition is in the game you're playing, there should be a risk that you fail.
Magically being okay. And the other thing is having threats within your world that the party may not be ready at the time to face makes your world feel alive and gives your players room to grow and breathe and improve and strategize. It will make things matter to your players. And if you want to have that type of game,
yeah, but that also implies that at some point in the game, you're going to include a monster or a challenge that the players are not at a level that they can kill it. Like, let's say a dragon. They find a dragon, but we know this battle cannot be won. Maybe they can try to fight it, and then they notice they're not gonna kill it, so they have to flee. And there goes a big problem. A lot of D&D parties, they just never flee. They just keep fighting because they assume that the GM is going to save them. They assume there's going to be a Deus Ex Machina, something's gonna happen, an angel's gonna come down from heaven, or an ally is gonna show up and is gonna save them. So they just keep fighting. They still go round by round, seeing their resources dwindle, the HP going down and down, maybe 2 characters already down. It's time to flee, but they just don't. However, that's a symptom that you as a GM have done this quite a lot. Now the players are counting on you to do it again. So maybe a first TPK is worth it, so they get the message, and then with the next party, now they'll be maybe more careful. This content is sponsored by you. Elven Tower Adventures is more than maps, stories, and quests. We're a fellowship. Your voice matters, and we want to create the best content for you. The best way to support our work is by subscribing to our Patreon page. Who knows? Perhaps our Dungeon Vault magazine could become your every game's companion. Or maybe our hundreds of maps and adventures are just what your imagination needs to take your games to the next level. Don't just play D&D, conquer it.
Your character isn't a legend yet, so stop writing like they are. When it comes to backstories, we want our characters to feel bigger than life. If we're starting at levels 1, 2, or 3, we need to take that into account. Now, this is one of those things where your characters can have done something amazing, protecting their village, going up against some major battle as some minor part, but keep that in mind. What level are you starting at, and keep what your character has accomplished according to that level. I still see to this day, veteran and new players alike, creating characters that have these epic backstories when we're starting at a lower level. This works really well if your character has amnesia or doesn't remember who they are and can develop back into the character they were, but that's really the only way that really works. And I'm not saying you can't do this. I'm not saying you can't have epic characters. Start at a higher level if you want to as a group. But overall, remember, sometimes the simplest backstories that are just highlighted by a couple bullet points that explain why you are the way that you are just as impactful and just as meaningful as those
It just reminded me of one time that I GM'd The Curse of Strahd, and we had this player who was playing D&D for the first time. So he made a level 1 fighter, and his name was Jack the Demon Slayer, or the Killer of Demons, or something like that. So I told him, player, you can have the name, you can have whatever name you want, but you're level 1, so it's unlikely you have killed any demons. D&D demons are quite strong. Your character most likely hasn't done this, but maybe he killed a monster in the forest, and he became like a folk hero, and now people think he killed a demon, and they gave him that title, but I I told him, your character has not killed demons. So we start Curse of Strahd. The first encounter is against a wolf pack at the beginning in the road to the village of Barovia, and the wolves killed him. That was his first character, the killer of demons, killed by wolves. But don't call it a victory just yet. What if someone cancels? The worst kind are those that cancel the very day people are scheduled to play. So there's this comment, pro tip, just have more players and play as long as 3 players are available. It's amazing what FOMO can do. And yeah, however, depending on the type of campaign, sometimes that's not possible. But it's something I want to do in my next game. I'm probably gonna have like 5 people always scheduled, so that even if 2 of them come, we can still do it. And have a campaign structure that's something like a big dungeon and a base camp at a city or a town nearby, and you just go into the dungeon and come back the same day, you know, like continuous exploration, so that if people are missing, we just assume they're back in town or something like that. All right, this next one is one of those examples of strange rulings in D&D 5e and the role-playing consequences of this.
Oh, Cleric, please help me. I'm like hanging on by a thread here, man. I've got 2 HP. Can I have some healing?
You said you're at 2 HP?
Oh yeah, my whole body hurts, man. Please, could you give me some cure wounds?
Right. Okay, this is a little bit awkward. I'm gonna need you to close your eyes for a minute.
Oh, okay, just please,
That's perfect. Just stand right there. What are you doing? I'm a Grave Domain Cleric. I heal him better whenever he's unconscious.
What do you mean? You just gave him medieval anesthesia.
Dude, I can't help. It's a class feature of mine, okay? I heal him better whenever he's unconscious. Look, cure wound.
Ow! What the hell?
It's okay, my child. You have been healed by the power of God.
Did God tell you to punch me in the face? Are you like even licensed to practice medicine?
I don't know, okay? You think I know? I don't get it. It's not me, okay? God told me that if I wait until you get bodied, then you get the max HP. It's not me.
So does this mean that, like, if we're low, you're gonna wait until we die to heal us?
Hello? Grave Domain Cleric, what do you think's near a grave?
It reminded me of that line in the Rogue One Star Wars movie by K2SO, where they're rescuing Jyn Erso, and he grabs her by the neck and says, "You are being rescued, please do not resist." This is one of those strange situations in D&D where they give you a cool ability. If you heal your friends when they are downed, you get extra healing, so it incentivizes that you don't help them until they're down. Or if they are very low, close to death, I'm just gonna let them fall, or even help them, like that punch he gave the barbarian. Just let them fall, and then you heal them for more. Look, man, at least I'm not a necromancer. What's the difference? We have better marketing. I don't know what to tell you. It's Grave Domain, not next to the Grave Domain. Is this the American healthcare system? That's a good one. This comment says that mechanically this actually makes a lot of sense, but that's the problem because it incentivizes some crazy roleplay. It says that if the person is on 5 HP and they take damage, anything over 5 is going to disappear because there's no negative HP. So it makes the opponent waste their damage, and then the Grave Domain Cleric has extra healing. This one says, it's not dumb, it's efficient. I played a Grave Domain Cleric, it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing because you do get the mechanical benefit of the extra healing, but it creates this funny situation where you just have to let your comrades take a hit and just go down. Alrighty, my friends, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching with me this select choice of vintage TikTok videos that I got for you from the fields. Please leave a comment, a like, maybe subscribe to our channel, maybe even check out our Patreon page. We would be so happy to have you. Also, if you see a TikTok video that you think is worth that I cover it, or you make one and you'd like me to cover it, please send it. I mean, I'll take all the engagement I can get. See you in the next one. My name is Derek and this is Elven